I decided to do this video. Does Limited Run deserve the hate? I'm Mockland. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button, like button, also share with friends if you don't mind. Also, please comment, ask me a question, or comment in general. I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if you don't mind, hit the notification bell down below, and you will be notified when I go live or upload another video. If you want to become a fan of me, Mockland, to subscribe to the channel, and you will become a fan. I hope so. I recently watched an interview with Phoenix Resale. I normally don't watch his stuff because he's a reseller, reselling games to get profit. But he did an interview with one of the creators of Limited Run. He sat down with him in his retail store in North Carolina, and it was such an amazing interview. And it inspired me to want to do this video. And I know Limited Run receives a lot of hate, and they talked about it in the video, but they didn't go into everything, but they did talk about some stuff. Limited Run takes these indie titles, like the Shantae games, that normally don't get physical releases, like A Boy and His Blob, Flint Hook right there at the very end. Indie titles, now they do get their hands on AAA titles as well. Skeleton Attack by Konami. Big titles like Castlevania Advanced Collection, Anniversary Collection. A big title like Persona 3 and 4 got physical releases through Limited Run. And so many other ones like No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Switch. A huge title in my opinion. Doom Eternal got a physical release, which otherwise didn't get a physical release. And also the other Doom games as well, and also Quake. All got physical releases thanks to Limited Run. They do a good job. That's why I like Limited Run. And in the interview, he had talked about the guy himself from Limited Run, how he grew up with no money, and he resold games himself to make a profit, and he had to get loans, and he started Limited Run with a group of people, and he received a lot of hate, and his interest was turning games physically and getting them out there because he is a physical collector himself. He enjoys physical games, and that's why he started the business for, is to do this. To take these indie titles that would otherwise be digital only and make the games physically. Now, the thing is about Limited Run that gets a lot of hate, other than the fact that what happened with that woman that got fired, which was bad, yes. But that was in the past now, and so far they haven't done anything like that anymore. Now, they've also had some other issues where they did the plumbers don't wear ties for the 3DO, and they used a CD-ROM disc instead of a press disc. Now, they shouldn't have done that, but they did come out and apologize for that, and they don't plan to release any more 3DO games until they resolve that issue. And I also read that where people bought that game from them, they're going to be sending out a press disc to replace those CD-ROMs discs with an apology that they did. So, I mean, take it for what that is, but they did apologize for it. And the reason why they did the CD-ROMs was they were compatible from what they said for the 3DO system. And that's why they did that for. But also the CD-ROMs are cheap. So I'm not sure why Limited Run did that, but besides the point. But yeah, so they made the company of Limited Run to make these games physically. And I enjoy them for what they are. And I like to support them because of the physical games. That's what I'm into. Prefer my games physically and all that stuff. And another thing that they get hate for is the games take too long to ship out. Yes, the waiting time does suck, but they have teamed up with a company called Purple Dot. They also got a new new CEO guy that's helping out with the behind the scenes stuff, and they also giving out more updates now to keep you from not being stuck in the loop with no information about your games being shipped out. And normally the standard releases of the games don't take as long, but with all this stuff that they're trying to do now, they're trying to get these games shipped out faster. And so far, with my experience, that appears to be what's going on. Take that for what you want. But now what really takes a long time is these collector's editions that they come out with. Like that Tomb Raider one that they came out with that has the replicas of the dual pistols. That collector's edition is going to take a while because they literally have to produce and make all that extra stuff that goes along with the games. And that's why it takes so long to ship out. It's because all that extra stuff. But the standard releases aren't taking that long. Now, they typically take about 6 to 8 months to ship out for the standard releases. Sometimes even less. Even as less as 3 to 4, 5 months sometimes. It just all depends on how fast they get these games made. But the fact is, the point is, these are physical games, and this is the way that I prefer my games. And in the end, the physical is better in my opinion, because any of these games can have their copyright pulled or the copyright expired, and these games can be pulled from their digital stores, and then you can no longer download the games anymore. But as long as you got the physical, you can continue to play them. But then you can argue the fact, well, I can just emulate these games. Get them for free. Well, I don't want to say too much about that, but I feel like emulation is wrong. But I know a lot of people do it. And I just feel like the games should be paid for, so you can enjoy them after you pay for them. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments what is your thoughts about Limited Run. Do you think they actually do deserve the hate? I don't think so to a certain extent. They are human beings. This is a company. They have problems like any other company out there. Pretty much every company out there, as far as I know of, have their problems, and that's just how it goes. No, and they're ran by human beings, and human beings mess up, make mistakes, and all that stuff. So it happens. But I would love to know your thoughts down below about all of this stuff. Do you support limited run games? Are you going to now? I would just love to know your thoughts down below. And a bunch of these games don't receive physical copies any other way except through limited run. But some of them branch off from limited run after that copyright gets done. Because that's another thing. The limited run don't own the copyrights to the games. They get them through deals. And once the physical copy gets done, then the copyright for those games go back over to the original creators, or another company can take the rights to that game and make their own physical copy. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes when Limited Run makes these games, that's the only physical copy that exists. It's through them. So, I don't know. There you go. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Alright. Bye.